Oh, shoot. I haven't got a mic in front of me or nothing.
I was like, was that all on Whiskey Friday?
Yeah, right? We do our public floggings, not performance reviews. Nice. Bill Lackey made his the first DM GT3 RS. He's like, they've got the MR. You guys need the DM.
I think we should be LR. Lab Rat.
Ooh.
Instead of MR.
Perfect. I actually like that. I like that. I think Manthey might get bitchy.
Spec-y. That's the point.
Yeah, that is the point, I suppose.
Justin, you finished that last one.
Jake's going to come by. He's to pick up some of those end plates. He's going to Paulsville on Monday anyway.
Oh, okay.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good. You coming by to help out on the live stream?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right, I got a couple videos of Pumpkin because Pumpkin's fun. Are we up?
Yeah, you got Larry.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Oris, Larry, Toshport, happy Latte Friday. Iced Coffee Friday. It's sober October for Jamie. I'm let's just say the whiskey became more habitual than it should be. So we're gonna take the month off and do some other things. Right? What's that? My decision making as of late?
No, that it's sober October.
Yeah. I got a video I'm going to share with you. This one's fun. Let me get this over to. I got to do this the wrong way. Doing the wrong way. We got a fair few things to. Yeah, pulling a fast one on you. Whiskey and Coffee Friday. Nice. 2 bottles for display only. That's correct. And they obviously were lower than the last time you guys saw me. There's been some stress at the end of September and early October. Technically end of September. So let me get this in Slack. I didn't send this one to Justino yet. Where we got socials at the top. It used to be, there it is. Social. Running a little bit behind today. We were having a discussion about a number of things, some of which I don't need to share with you. It's crazy. I don't have to share everything with you. Just a few things. I'll get my sandwich plate out of the shot here. There you go. Yep. All right. So we're going to start with a video update of Pumpkin. And that is sending very slowly. It's a very large video. So we were, let's see, this week we were at the track yesterday with the world's first 992 GT3 RS on MCS 3-ways. Oh, what's up, Eric? So this is my man Toshport, TA4 out. This is our 360 cam. Is this the lap? This is the lap.
Or no, this is not the lap.
Not the lap, but it is a good lap. So Ted finally broke through the 140 barrier at the Ridge in a car. This is the first one to make it through. It's kind of like the sound barrier. It's been a kind of hard line as of late. Obviously the Cup car goes faster, but yeah, a lot of reasons Cup car goes faster. 139.847, 45, something like that. 846. Taj will know. He's always good with numbers, especially those numbers. The The difference in the RS, because I know people are going to ask, why did you take the little dial-y damper controls off of the car, Jamie? That's what makes the RS the RS. Everybody wants them. Well, they're, dare I say, a little bit more gimmick than importance, usefulness. The car has a certain amount of range in the clicks and the clacks for those knobs. Tune in Tokyo. The MCS has far more range. It has far more ability to one, it's a motorsports damper, so that helps. The valving in it is very favorable for smoothing things out. Hello, sir. The car feels nervous at the limit stock. Ted and I were having a hard time, having both driven the car on MCS, really voicing bullet point wise, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, between the car stock and the car on MCS. It's very much more smooth and easy and predictable. Like I took a ride with Ted on the last session. I only drove like a handful of laps, and got down within a second of my fastest in the car, and that's with completely blowing turn one. I like parked almost like I parked it, like I was going to pull off track before turn one. I didn't even go all the way into the braking zone. I just started slowing down and turned in for turn one for some reason. I don't know, but I came within a second of my fastest even by doing that. The car is just really grippy and nice and easy. All the things that we've done with MCS for a long time. Yeah, this one. And having seen the normal lap video, not the 3D cam, that freaking car is so damn settled on the track. It is. It really is. It's not like that stock is the thing, though. I mean, coming up over 10, it still gets a little squirrely. Stock MCS just settles it down. So we're real stoked on what we can continue to do with the car, both from an aero standpoint and a power standpoint. Power's up next. That's what's next for this one and a few others. So we're going to be working on intake side stuff. We got the suspension where we want it. And literally we had set the suspension, the damper settings, based off our work on the 992 GT3 with aero that we had done. And we kind of didn't have to change them. We changed them to try and get little tiny things, like the car has a corner exit push, and with MCS we were able to dial that out so that it's not there. And it was really minimal with MCS. It was much more apparent with the stock car. Also, you've heard us complain about Ted having a intrusive kind of ice mode in the car. The pads were to blame for that. PFC 11s is what we were running. We talked about this last week. The friction goes up with temperature, continues to increase, and the car doesn't like that very much. It becomes quite a disparity between front and rear torque, and you get too much front bias. The car doesn't like it, starts to push back against it. We ran the stock pads, and I also hear that the Girodisc GP30s that our buddy Mark was using down at PIR are also good with no issues. So we got brake pad stuff resolved. When we consume the stock pads, we're going to go to the GP30s and try those. We've got MCS dialed on the car. We've got our alignment happy when we pulled the tires off that we pulled off the car. Very dialed in. And for any of you guys with an RS, the Manthey advanced driver settings are not enough. And you need more, especially if you're quick. And I would say almost everybody should be on pretty close to advanced settings in the car. We've got customer Matt Connor, 992 GT3. He had his car at our friend shop, Octuning, up in Redmond. And Charles went up there to help get the car kind of dialed in, suspension parts, suspension bits wise. So upper camber link and lower extended inner control arm and tie rods and tension arms and all the bit. And car's way better. He's getting way better tire wear. He's faster. He's more confident. We were conservative in his rear camber settings, like 2.8, 2.9. And then dialed it up to, I think, where did you and Kelly land on, Matt? Wasn't like negative 3.1 in the rear now? 3.1?
2.9.
2.9. Okay, so he was like 2.7 before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said to go to this one.
I think so. Is that one on or is
This one on? Or the other one?
We'll find out.
All right. It's hard for him to hear. He's got to wait for the lag.
Oh.
Yeah. No headphones.
This one? Ah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
No, I said before when we were there, I would go 2.9 to 3 if it was my car.
Mhm.
But if he doesn't drive it hard enough, he'll cord the inners real quick.
Yep.
So.
And this is kind of what I've been trying to help people understand. When you do an alignment on a car that sees street time and track time, set it up for the track, because the track is going to chew off all the tires way faster than the street will.
Yeah.
So if you set up for the street and then take it to the track, you're going to get about half a day and then go home. So
It's always amusing when you guys are worried about getting 10,000 miles out of a set of tires, but then they don't burn them up in like 20 track days. They heat cycle them out.
Right.
Like 4 track days. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
90% of the tread left.
yeah.
Cool. That
They-
is called money down the drain.
exactly. You just turn those into bricks.
Yeah.
We had Ben Spees ex was it AMA or MotoGP? I don't remember. He's motorcycle guy. I don't know motorcycle racing, but he's an ex champion. He wrote me, one of his buddies is burning through his tires on his RS and asking for our secret sauce alignment. I was like, well, secret sauce alignment comes with secret sauce parts purchase. Happy to help you once I see the parts that are going to enable that to happen. Because if you try and get to our alignment settings without the parts, you won't get there. We had another one, Doug Stedding, his car, we added tension arms to it to reduce the caster. And he said dramatic difference in the car. Way better. Way better. So I didn't understand this until Charles and Mike Kojima explained it to me. As you're turning the wheel in the car, even though you have some, caster is generally considered the self-correction of the steering wheel, right? So how forcefully does the steering wheel come back to center when you've turned it?
Super car, hypercars.
Right.
Self-center with a lot of caster. That way, when you're doing 190 miles an hour, going to the grocery store.
Right. They stay straight.
Yeah.
Right.
It's trying to straighten it out.
Issue with that is as you're turning the tires, they'll kind of come up on their edges to be able to self-center. And by putting them up on their edges, you lose contact with the ground. You also get a really hard steering feel in the car because you're trying to pick up the front of the car with the steering wheel. So keeping the tires more flat on the ground as you're turning them so that they turn like this, not like this, really helps with tire wear and keeping the car really dialed in at speed.
So is this where, Ted, this kind of goes with you? I did change a couple things in the alignment. I just didn't tell you guys that I did.
That's cool.
Was it better this time than before?
Hard to tell over the MCS, but I would say generally, yes. We didn't tell
Ted had
anything.
Inputs about steering feel and a few other bits. So
Yeah.
just a few little minor, very minor tweaks.
Like tenths of a thing or
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hundreds.
Holy moly. Wow.
But specifically, not much.
You give me way too much credit as a driver to pick up hundreds in an alignment.
Well, if you want to go to tenths, it'd be 3 to 4 tenths of a millimeter.
Yeah. Depending
So-
on what it is, I'm not
Yeah.
likely to find it. So
I've not driven.
on the interim alignment. Yeah, I did that.
No, but I just mean like
Yeah.
from the last time you drove it though, Ted.
Yeah.
Is what I'm meaning. But
Yeah, the last time was too much camber. That's when we had over 4 in it. What was the last time he drove it?
oh, okay, he didn't. Oh,
I took it out alone
I forgot about that.
in the
Okay,
in the
okay.
interim alignment. That's right.
Yeah. That I kind of knew was there, but didn't have the time to do it because that was track day.
Yeah. So yeah, suspension's dialed. That came really quick, which we were expecting to have to do more on. I wouldn't say we're done tinkering with it, but I'd say it's 90%. It ain't going to change much from here. Maybe when we get more aero on the car, we can take a look. Ooh, speaking of, why don't you throw that some of that Manthey stuff that you were showing earlier? Oh, before we get to that, sorry. Do you want to go? You want to show them the Drift King lap?
Yeah.
So Ted had a moment. It would have been a moment for me and most of you guys who were watching, but for Ted, it was just fun. It was just a thing. It's like car's doing something. Correct it. Go with it. The in-car is yeah, you got to watch the steering wheel. And we've experimented. These are going to go on YouTube. We're going to put them together. You can move them around. It's the 360 cam. So on YouTube, you can move the video around to see kind of all around what it's doing, which is kind of fun. So try and give you guys some views that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise.
Ready.
Yeah, so this is give you guys some semblance. Coming down the back straight to 13, hard left coming. Down the hill. There's the tree. Watching this makes me get a little motion sick. There it comes. A little bit of opposite lock and carry it right on through like it's nothing.
That's part of it.
And Ted was on a burner. He would have been about 0.6 up. So on his previous lap.
It's like a YouTube video.
It's a beautiful day, Todd. Come on.
Todd, the new tune I hear is pleasant, or at least better.
Yeah, last
So I heard.
Todd shared was at least 3 miles an hour up over the last one.
No news is good news.
No news is good news. Absolutely. No check engine lights is good news.
Yeah, Justin, you got to do this one like you did before, forward and then backwards.
Whoop 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 whoop. Yes, those are our black marks. Thank you very much. Diff's working. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2-wheel drive today.
Exactly. So that's fantastic. And this just in, my buddy Antari's team is on pole for Indy this weekend, which is dope. He's running a GT3R. I forget what series he's running. Ted will know. Hey Paul, welcome, brother.
Real quick, hey Todd, if you're bored, you should put the stock flash back on your car, and then flash it back to the tune file.
Yeah, do some laps stock, and then do some laps with the
do a session on the stock tune after a session with
for science. Do it for science.
Put a race navigator in it at the track next time and just see the difference in the
61 to 30s.
The whole lap
or the whole lap
with or without the tune.
Right. Todd's consistent enough that would actually be a reasonable.
Yeah.
Because he's like 143, 144, sometimes 142 almost every time he goes out. So
yeah, that'd be good to.
Yeah.
Just a tune change.
He's like, no. I need all the power.
No,
so
no Prius mode.
Our local car sleuth, aka Justin, has been watching the unmasked Manthey performance kit. So we we're going to dissect this a little bit for y'all. So you can see he's going to back up and freeze frame. We'll talk about the front end of the car here first. Or you want to talk about wing or front end? Front end. Okay, let's talk about front end. So you can see there's some guy wires as you zoom in. The car stock does not have guy wires externally. So guy wires generally would mean that it's supporting something. Splitters are not really, like you can see them kind of look like two fangs underneath the license plate there in white. So it's supporting something. It looks like it's a little bit farther out than the stock lip, but
that's out.
It's hard to see what's underneath the car, if it's truly a splitter, what they've done with it, et cetera, or if it's just an extended lip to kind of create stagnation on the front of the car, or to capture more to go through the hood vent.
So I just had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
What if the two wires in the front is to curve the front edge and pull it up in the middle?
Could be.
Only the middle.
Yeah, that could be, because you can actually see that there's some curvature on the front, kind of has a frowny face, if you will, guppy mouth, where
I would want to
an
push down a little
anhedral.
bit
Yeah.
and tension.
Yep.
A little bit of bendy. But if you
curved it up. Yeah.
Extra tension.
So speculation about what's going on in the front. This one coming up right there. Justin found a really good shot to show the amount of underbody turning vanes that they've added to the bottom of the car. So that's curious. And for my rudimentary understanding of aerodynamics, it seems counterproductive to both work on the diffuser, create a splitter. So the splitter is going to work by accelerating the air underneath the car and creating low pressure. The diffuser is going to work by accelerating the air and creating low pressure. Turning vanes work by getting the air evacuated from underneath the car and creating low pressure. But if there's no air, there's nothing to speed up and there's nothing to create low pressure from. So you're starving the diffuser by putting turning vanes underneath the car.
Can we make DRS turning vanes that go curved? And
out? Active, just like straighten out at a certain speed. Yeah. So they're low speed turning vanes.
DRS.
That's funny. It also looks like they went to, I mean, the car stock has turning vanes, but not all the way down the side of the car, and certainly not that many. So interesting. The dive planes are limited by TÜV regulations in Germany, so they're kind of an afterthought. They're kind of there. They probably do a little bit, but not much. The wing, they actually went when we got the car in March. Charles had some ideas, and he didn't tell anybody about them. And he saw this picture, and he's like, "God damn it!" So there are other things that he's also keeping close to vest. But it looks like they added 2 DRS elements on the car. It's still a fixed position wing, but it has essentially like a Venetian blind. So both of them open and then both of them close. So how much more is that worth? I'm not sure. We could guesstimate. It's probably not inconsequential. I'd say probably 20-25% more downforce, somewhere in there. It's not like double, but it's certainly enough so that the car would go a little faster. Thank you, Manthey, for letting us know what we're targeting as by the end of the month, crossing fingers, we should have a complete solid model of our 3RS by which we can share with Ryan and Zebulon to get started on the CFD, start to see what we want to do. There are a number of things that we know that we want to do, but there are other more tricky things that we'll kind of play with and look at as well. So, what did you want to share? Oh, and I forgot about the shark finny thing. We're not doing a shark fin. No, not doing that.
Can we like? I
We
don't
can
know,
put a
go
baby
get,
shark on it
go
if
get
you
one
want.
of those like Halloween
Yeah.
pool shark fin things.
Pool shark fin. We'll do that when we roll it out for first track day. We'll
Suction
tape
cups.
inflatable shark fin to the top of the car. Lemon style. I think that'll be dope.
Call it a lab shark.
Lab shark. I like it. Sorry, I'll chew ice somewhere else. Not in your all's ear. Oh, one other thing to notice is this where you can see it's really bumpy. Like bouncing all around.
Don't worry, Justin. We started kind of late, so you didn't really miss too much.
Yeah, you didn't miss much, brother. And it's Latte Friday for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So it probably won't be near as spicy. Or it might be a little bit more coherent, possibly. Maybe all my syllables will come out in the right order. Oh, Justin's still searching for veins. It's all right.
Over there. There you go.
Oh, you can see him
More
on the
of a-
edge.
yeah.
There you go. You can see all that compression in there. It's definitely going fast.
There. Underneath the body.
Yeah.
Versus
Versus a stock car. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
only right here.
You can certainly see they're taller, for sure.
They don't go. The stock ones don't go all the way back to the seat
Right.
like these do.
Yeah. Turning vanes should be closer to the front axle. That's kind of their point. But I mean, Manthey obviously knows what they're doing. I'm not going to question that. Oh, and for those of you who are keeping score, please notice that the dive planes replaced the air curtain. They didn't put dive planes in an air curtain.
Yeah.
Crazy. They replaced the air curtain. They removed it. How about that? It's like they know what they're doing or something. See what else this week. Went to the track, got some logs for calibrated performance. Our buddies out there in Australia on Pumpkin. Show the video from Pumpkin that I took.
That's it right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
I got another one that I put on Instagram. I'll send you that one too.
Okay.
Part-time vampire.
Nice. And my race engineer cred is cars all over the place at Sonoma. He had like no traction coming in, braking. It wanted to ass end around, so car felt much
Oh,
better. So
Nice.
gave him some suspension settings, sent him turn up the wing a little bit. He's like, "What should we do first?" I was like, "Fuck it, throw all of it at it."
Oh, is that for the other event? The
Yeah, for Velocity International. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that here in a minute. So we'll talk about that. Well, we're going through this. So Pumpkin's a shambles right now. Definitely a test bed. Has been for a number of years at this point. I think all of them in one way or another. It's really, really close. You guys have heard me say that, but we're getting iterations now, and we're starting to understand what might be some of the issues. So we've got 2 different CAN buses that we're trying to make play nice with each other through a hodgepodge of awesome voodoo magic, electrical engineering awesomeness that Daniel put together for us. That's its official name, by the way. Awesome electrical engineering awesomeness. The AEEA. That is a PDK and a 997.1 GT3 RS. It does have a 991.2 GT3 RS engine. And if I would have gotten a video of it, you would have known by the way the PDK shifts and the way the engine sounds when the PDK shifts. It has a very unique signature pop.
and the startup.
And the startup. Boom, boom. So Daniel will be here the 22nd through the 30th. We'll make sure to have a sit-down Whiskey Friday. I might have to have a whiskey with Daniel because I don't get to see him very often. I know excuses, right? So very excited for that to come together because Pumpkin, the prototyping what we're trying to do on Pumpkin opens up the floodgates for a lot of other projects that we've had in the pipe for years at this
least
point.
5 years.
Yeah. And they would be much, much closer to getting closer. Much, much closer to getting closer. How about that? It's about accurate though. You sure that's not?
Yeah.
You sure it's brown whiskey? Oh, Ealing already called it. He said it's a Irish coffee. Whiskey and coffee. You're not fooling me.
It's halfway to a Russian coffee.
Right? You got him from Grid Life?
Car
So
needs to be not black.
Charles pulled some strings. So he's got a buddy that is a muckety muck at Global Time Attack. And I don't believe that Gabe had been invited.
Nope.
And Charles made a phone call and said, yo, the car we sponsor needs to be there. And the driver is pretty good. You should have him join. And literally they got invited right away.
It was actually easier than that. Once John realized what the car was, he just said, oh, I got this. And then he told me about it.
Oh, that's awesome. Even better.
Even better.
Even better. Didn't even have to ask. He just said, I got you.
Once he saw from Tony, the thing come through, I guess. And he was like, oh, wait.
I know that car.
Car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sold.
Yep. Got to go.
So Gabe is out at Sonoma, and he has not driven Sonoma in a Porsche, and they're very much a bootstrapped team. They didn't bring a race engineer. I get to play that role for them, and I am not a professional race engineer. I just play one on TV for y'all most of the time, but twist some dials and move some weight around so that it can be happier and give you more wing. He was having, for the rest of you, I think this is educational, so we'll share. He was having issues with corner exit grip. So car was not wanting to grip up as he was laying onto the throttle coming out of a corner. It also was having issues coming into braking zones and trail braking with the back end wanting to come around. So he was having similar problems that had a similar solution set. So in the rear, we reduced some compression and we increased some rebound so that as he's on throttle, the rear end of the car would want to squat a little more and stay there longer. So you get more weight transfer over the rear axle. And that's helping him a lot. He's like, that made a huge difference in confidence in getting to throttle earlier so that he can throw down a lap. For the front of the car, all we did was add a bit of compression so that it doesn't want to pitch forward as much, in addition to what we did in the rear, so it doesn't want to pick up as much.
Limit that weight transfer.
Yeah, limit the weight transfer to the front. Also made a big difference for him. I told him to watch out. What we did could make it want to push on corner exit as well. So there's always going to be trade-offs when you start moving weight around. Once the car's through its initial get onto throttle, takes off, the front may want to wash out because we're kind of
his alignment settings?
Hasn't shared them. So I do believe that there is some fruit in there's some juice in that peanut as well. I'm going to mix all the metaphors.
They're on Hoosiers?
He's on what is he on right now? He's on Goodyears. They're getting A7s brought up. So
Super 6.
yeah. So he's like good for 2 or 3 laps and then throw them away. So he's going to try and take the lap record from Jaden Conwright in SP Motorsports 992 GT3 RS on slicks. That's going to be a tough row to hoe, but Godspeed, my friend. Anything else I can do, Gabe? Let me know. Let me know how to help. So his text after their session at 4:45 was, car felt, all caps, much, much better. So I'd say that's mission. I also told him to put a degree of 2 degrees more wing in. He was at 7. I was like, throw 9 at it.
Sonoma's RS stock power, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So Gabe's up 40.
More than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 40. Yeah.
Peak, like
yeah.
peak
Yeah.
40,
Peak.
so
Yeah.
a chunk of middle.
Yep. Doesn't have the active, so he's going to use up that power versus the drag of a fixed wing. Yeah, but yeah, should be good. So Gabe is going to be at it's Velocity Invitational at Sonoma this weekend. It's a big shindig. Didn't know. I guess Forge Line is there. A bunch of folks are in there with race cars. We could have probably sent our cup car down there. That would have been kind of fun. But
Someday we will. Well,
Yeah.
we gotta finish the other.
we got to finish
Hot
a
sauce.
bunch of other more hot sauce. Yeah. Which, by the way, for those of you who've been waiting for more hot sauce, that's next up on the docket. Charles is back on to induction.
Yep.
We're moving away from suspension parts. We got most of those somewhat dialed. We've redesigned almost all of our exhaust parts to speed up manufacturing, to make it easier for 3 guys and a dog to be able to build the hundreds of parts that we need to build for y'all. So yeah, getting through all that. A lot of 3D printing was used in that, which is really cool.
Oh, well.
Almost in every part.
Yeah, there's a few that only have a couple pieces of tubing, and the rest is 3D printed.
Yeah,
So,
like a lot of the bends are 3D now, and you know we can do a lot
Yeah.
more cool
Mhm.
stuff by having some more degrees of freedom in that regard. Had share those of you who own businesses, this would be pertinent and important. Had 2 interactions this week that are kind of point and counterpoint. Had one, we have a supplier in the UK that we get some parts from. Very well respected in racing circle supplier. Took us a while to even be able to get them to talk to us, a few years before we were able to be big enough to even get in the door, so to speak. But now that we're in the door, they're freaking fantastic. They are fantastic to work with. We had an issue, and we've been working the issue, and we asked them, can you do blah blah blah, and they're like, yes. I haven't shared this with you yet, actually. After the fact, I'll let you know what we talked about. But they've been great. We've got an issue, they own it, they're fixing it, they're very communicative about it, and apologetic, proactive, and living up to their brand, right? Alternatively, we have another supplier locally that we've been working with for not quite as long, but still quite a while. I think coming up 4 years, maybe 3-4 years, maybe 3 years.
Well, technically more.
Yeah, because what's his name was still here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anywho, so we keep getting problems that weren't problems that we bring up, and then we're made to feel bad for bringing up that it's a problem. That in and of itself is a problem.
Hey, I'm gonna build all your guys' exhausts and weld them, and if it falls off the car, you can deal with it.
Yeah,
So
your problem,
I'm
not my
even gonna
problem.
Say sorry, but now I'm mad that you called me about it.
Yeah, and I'm going to charge you more next time because you called me and told me that it's bad. So,
and then your social media post got 2 million likes, so you owe me another $100,000.
Correct.
And you have to buy another exhaust.
And you have to, yeah, it's like Porsche. Anybody who's bought a GT car from Porsche, this sounds familiar.
I had that problem last year.
Your PTS allocation got denied, did it?
Yeah, that 1/43rd scale model.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just funny how 2 suppliers in the same space can operate so differently with the same customer. We're the same people. One side, great relationship, no issues. They love us, we love them, we get along great. Even when we got to broach really difficult things, potentially really expensive things, they got it. They're good. No problem. And the other one, it's like it's never ending death by 1,000 paper cuts and just whiny bitchiness.
Let's upgrade this from paper cuts to razor blades.
Yeah, literally. So to
Next
that
up,
end,
chainsaws.
we have hired a friend of mine as a consultant to help us navigate some of the manufacturing processes that we don't have as much experience in as we might like to. And so what do? You go find somebody that knows all about that. And
Jamie's way of saying we don't know how to build exhausts.
exactly. We don't know what we're doing. Everybody run for the hills. Please call us for thousands of refunds, especially this week where we're stocking up for Black Friday and cash is vaporizing like rain on a sunny day. Although rain around here, it's just, that means cash is piling up, right?
It was rain on, and it's now a sunny day. So is that reverse piling up? Oh wait,
yeah.
that sounds more
Evaporating.
correct. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
evaporating.
That is
Burning.
a-
Gone. Oh, also had Liquimolly stop by. I know you guys have been asking the new Mobile One GT car oil. I put the guy that came by on the spot and I was like, hey, Mr. Liquimolly, what's the deal with the new GT car oil? He's like, marketing. I'm like, prove it. Show me what the difference is. And then I have something to tell everybody out here. It's not that the oil is incredibly expensive. I guess Jacob was saying, the oil he's getting from Porsche is actually about the same price as what he's getting from anybody else. It's not that bad.
Well, dollar amount versus percentage increase.
Right.
So
fair. But it's just the mandate that they can void your warranty for whatever. Yeah, Justin, it's for the 991s. It's also for the race cars, which means if you had a 997 with a warranty, they'd probably want you to run that too. So, so yeah, that means Pumpkin's got to run that special oil because it's got a 991 in it. We don't want it to, don't want the warranty to be voided. Oh wait.
Yeah, let me.
But can we get a donor 991.2 GT3 RS to throw the engine back in to have it?
We got the engine with an engine number, so we could figure out the VIN number it was on, and then
ask to borrow the car. Excuse me, person. Oh, car's vapor. It's been crushed. Oh, well.
Is it on the Carfax?
Is that on your Carfax? That's funny. Bill Lackey, void the warranty, and it's a slightly different color. Yeah, exactly.
Can we just? We'll do that. Make a new VIN number. Put it on the dash under the windshield. Take it to the dealer and say, here, we need this fixed. And they'll say that's a 997. No, it's just a wrap job.
It's just a wrap job. It's a body kit, brother. It's a body kit. It's a 991, I promise. Plug in, it'll tell you so. So Bill did us a solid. Let me see if I can get this picture. You sent that to me via text, didn't you, Bill? Yes, you did. Let's send this to Justin. Bill took it upon himself because people were the GT3 RS MR is out, and for those of you that don't know, Bill bought the original GT3 RS Lab Rat from Dundon, so he bought that car from me. Lab Rat 4, exactly.
Then four not meaning GT4. That's just the
fourth one. Yeah, the fourth one.
The 992 RS is number 5.
Which is crazy. And Porsche still won't give me any cred to buy a fucking car for MSRP.
And we can't call it LR5 or else we'll get sued by Land Rover.
Yeah, fair. But we were considering
we'll do it anyways.
Potentially calling them GT3 RS LRs, Lab Rats. So you got an LR and an MR, and L comes before M.
So then we need on the end of that sticker, we need like a rat standing up, but then it's got the helmet from the Stig from Top Gear.
Oh, I like it. Rat.
Arms crossed.
Rat. Sorry, Ted. We turned you into rat. Sorry.
We'll rat you out.
It happens. Anybody got any questions for us? It's a back date. Yeah, Rob S. It's a back date.
It's a short wheelbase, short nose conversion.
That's perfect.
Yeah, we even backdated the dash.
Hey, random question. With the green stick, what's with the? I think it's all we had, brother. Honestly, I think we were out of orange stickers at the time. What color do you want?
I have a stash somewhere.
Yeah, we just got a bunch
original
of
ones.
Ooh.
Which I mean, maybe.
It's all we had to send you, man. Give me a break. We got new ones now. What color you want?
We have clear ones. They ship with packing tape.
Yes, they do. You can just put packing tape on your window, and it clearly says Dundon Motorsports. So it's vintage. The green ones were new. It's just
If it's vintage, can I sell it on Bring a Trailer?
yeah, right. Yes. So the mouse is going. Yeah. Thanks, Larry. Justin Green doesn't want green. So Rob, the update on the mouse is we're starting with suspension, and that's mainly to illustrate these cars are getting old and they're changing hands at an accelerated rate as of late. And so we want to get the word out that if you want the car to perform as it was when new or even better than new, we've got the parts to help with that. And so we're going to be putting together, it's going on the rack. You got something at your desk? Going on the rack on Monday and getting in the air. I'm going to start to document, kind of taking inventory of the car, why you would want some of these parts. Oh, why no Aston at the Ridge yesterday? That's funny. Because Jamie has ceramic brakes on the Aston and doesn't want to spend $20,000 on them. Won't even show up. There you go. Original Dundon Motorsports stickers.
Yeah.
So we've got, mainly because I was talking to a customer that wants our exhaust and he had no idea we made suspension parts. Like none. Didn't know. So I'm like, oh yeah, we got the full package. We can do all of it. Because he was asking me, should I go with company X or company Y? I was like, you pick company Dundon. Go with company D.
Yeah.
Not X or Y. We actually have the shit in stock and, it's here. Well, almost.
In stock?
Most of it. Tie rods will be here shortly. So the mouse. Mouse will get taken apart. It's getting MCS. It's getting full suspension arm package. We're going to park doing the engine bit until after we do some more induction development for some of the modern cars. Cobb was caught at COTA with their 992 GT3, not this past week, the week before. And we have been in contact with them. We'll just leave it to that. Have been for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So some of what we're going to work on will help them, and a lot of what they're working on will help us, which is great. And all of it will help you create more horsepower, which is why you've tuned in. That and to see me drink coffee out of a fancy whiskey mug.
That's a fancy mug?
Yeah, fancy mug, fancy glass. It's a fancy whiskey glass. It's not that fancy. Can't wait to get the rest of those black and orange parts under my car. Yes, sir, brother. I saw your car got delivered. Looks great. Larry joined the GT3 RS club. So
yeah, I thought he was like trading in on like a pre-owned one, not a.
He got that brand new.
I just figured they were done making them at some point because.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think you can order a new one
finally
at this point.
Huh?
Yeah, but finally filled up the coffers with money, right? Well, then, do we have anything else, brother? We covered it all. Yeah. All right. You want to send them off with a video of Ted on the GoPro?
Bill, the Cobb process, just so you know, is you hand the car over if they don't have it, and then when they're done with it, you get it back, and you're not allowed to ask how long that takes, other than it's months or longer. So they pretty much just, if they don't own the car, they don't do it. So
4RS is on their list.
Yeah.
They know that honestly that it's an MG1 in the 992 GT3, it's an MG1 in the 4RS, and it's an MG1 in the new RS. So once they crack one, the other two should be similar dominoes. There's by year it changes a little bit. There's more hardware encryption on some of them, but
on all of them just to be different
because Porsche. Thank you very much. Right.
They lost the ball. They make it difficult.
We make it difficult. Oh, they are going to go another 8-9 months.
They got to clear the parts bin out.
Yeah.
All the NA motors got to be gone. So they can have them electric turbos and everything.
Exactly, those hybrid thingies in the 992.2. That's getting announced next week, isn't it? No, week after next, 15th. I believe the 992.2 is being announced from Porsche on the 15th. We'll see if it has a hybrid drive or not.
You know, one of these days they're going to have it's going to be like a 1.1 liter, 18 cylinder, supercharged, turbocharged, electric turbo, oil turbo, hybrid drive,
Nuclear powered
battery
microwave.
pack. Yeah.
Right.
It's got all the options. What do you want today?
And it runs on hydrogen.
Or diesel. Or jet fuel.
Or jet fuel. Is this the one? This is just smooth running. So smooth.
Look how far out he goes, though.
Right?
His track width is ridiculous.
Yeah, he coming into 6, he jogs, he's still full throttle, jogs the car right, jogs it back left to take that first radius out of turn 6, and then onto the brakes. The part that I was getting confused with is I was already off the gas going right, then bringing it back left. I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm already slowing down. Oh, don't slow down yet. Copy.
You know what we need to do? We need to get an RC car on track with a GoPro on it, and then have a drone pull up and see it doing it and tell her, yeah, this is an RC car going this fast.
Literally.
Because it could almost be believable.
Yeah. I mean,
Look at the road.
they do go that fast.
Yeah.
So,
Look at the road. The
Yeah.
camera's in the center of the car.
yeah.
And
That's what I'm telling you. He's like, yeah, I use all the track. I was like, you barely keep the tires on the edge of like there.
yeah.
That. The curbing into 10. He's like driving straight up the curbing. I'm like, I don't think there's any more road over there. But yeah, like here.
What's the phrase? The asphalt's only a guide.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is kind of what I was telling Ted. In my brain, the track is the black stuff. And the red and white stuff is the optional stuff you should try and stay off of.
Yeah.
In Ted's brain, it's all racetrack.
Well, if you stay off the white and red stuff, you put the tire on the other side of it, right?
Right. Then you put it in the dirt. I mean, that's why Ted ends up, collecting cones on occasion, because they end up putting them right close to the red and white,
Yeah.
and it just gets booted, punt, gone. So
That's so ridiculous. It looks like he's gonna spin out.
Oh, right up here.
Here, overcooked. Yeah.
oh, you found it? Yeah, that's the drift king.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll get all these up on the website or on YouTube here soon. We'll maybe ask Kirk to put them together into something fun. Until next week, you guys know where to find us. If there's anything you've been waiting for, all of our subscribers and listeners, please reach out. If you don't have to wait till Black Friday. If you're in need of something now, you don't have to wait till the end of November. Just reach out and let us know. We can sharpen a pencil for you if we need to. Been building a lot of inventory, and I need to get some of it off of my out of my coffers, turned back into green money. So you fine folks, have a wonderful rest of your evening. It is supposed to be beautiful in the Northwest, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Good night.